What's up guys, this is Massey. Welcome to another video. In this video I want to talk about compounds containing calcium and their molar masses. The first compound I have here is calcium bicarbonate, which is CaHCO3 The bicarbonate is the polyatomic ion HCO3. And calcium is positive 2, so that's why we have 2 in here and 1 here. We don't write 1. If we want to find out the molar mass of this compound, we need to count number of atoms first. We have 1 atom of calcium, 2 atoms of hydrogen, 2 atoms of carbon, and 3 times 2, 6 atoms of oxygen. Then I need to find out the atomic mass of all these elements. Calcium is 40.078, hydrogen is 1.008, carbon is 12.011, oxygen is 15.999. So the molar mass is going to be 40.078 plus 2 times 1.008 plus 2 times 12.011 plus 6 times 15.999. So that will be 40.078 plus 2 times 1.008 plus 2 times 12.011 plus 6 times 15.999. That's going to give me 162.11 grams per mole. So that's the molar mass of calcium bicarbonate. I just write the number in here, in the name here, calcium bicarbonate. Next compound, let's have calcium carbonate, CaCO3. CO3 is 2, Ca is 2, so that's why instead of 2 and 2 we just write nothing there, because that's reduced to 1 and 1. So calcium carbonate we have 1 atom of calcium, 1 atom of carbon, and 3 atoms of oxygen. Calcium is 40.078, carbon is 12.011, oxygen is 15.999. So therefore I can write here the atomic mass of each of them and then find out the molar mass. 40.078 plus 12.011 plus 3 times 15.999. 40.078 plus 12.011 plus 3 times 15.999. That's going to give me 64.086 grams per mole. So it means that 1 mole of calcium carbonate is equivalent to 64.086 grams. Next compound is calcium bromate. So CaBrO3 2. We call it calcium bromate. So we have 1 atom of calcium, 2 atoms of Br, 6 atoms of oxygen. So we have 40.078. Br is 79.904. Oxygen is 15.999. So that's going to be 40.078 plus 2 times 79.904, 6 times 15.999. That's going to give me 295.88 grams per mole. So 1 mole of calcium bromate is equivalent to 295.88 grams. Next one is CaBr2, which is calcium bromide, 1 atom of calcium, 2 atoms of bromine. The calcium atomic mass is 40.078 and Br Atomic mass is 79.904. So molar mass is going to be 40.078 plus 2 times 79.904. It's going to be 199.886 grams per mole. Next one is CaC2. Calcium carbide. You have one atom of calcium and 2 atoms of carbon. So calcium is 40.078. Carbon is 12.011. So molar mass is going to be 40.078 plus 2 times 12.011. 64.1 grams per mole. That's the molar mass of calcium carbide. Next one is calcium chlorate. CaClO3 2. Chlorate is the polyatomic ion, -1. Calcium is +2, so 2 sits here and 1 is supposed to be here, but we don't write it. We have calcium chlorate. So we have 1 atom of calcium, 2 atoms of chlorine, and 6 atoms of oxygen. Calcium is 40.078. Chlorine is 35.45. Oxygen is 15.999. So molar mass is going to be 40.078 plus 2 times 35.45 plus 6 times 15.999. That's going to be 40.078 plus 2 times 35.45 plus 6 times 15.999. That's going to give me 206.972 grams per mole. Next one is supposed to be calcium chloride, CaCl2, calcium chloride. So we have 1 atom of calcium and 2 atoms of chlorine. Calcium is 40.078. Chlorine is 35.45. So that's going to be 40.078 plus 2 times 35.45. It's going to be 110.978 grams per mole. That's the molar mass of calcium chloride. Next compound is calcium chromate. You have 1 atom of calcium, 1 atom of chromium, and 4 atoms of oxygen. Calcium is 40.078. Chromium is 51.996. Oxygen is 15.999. So molar mass is going to be 40.078 plus 51.996 plus 4 times 15.999. So that's going to be 156.07 grams per mole. Next one is calcium fluoride. Calcium fluoride has 1 atom of calcium and 2 atoms of fluorine. The atomic mass of calcium is 40.078 and fluorine is going to be 18.998. So that's going to be 40.078 plus 2 times 18.998. It's going to be 78.074 grams per mole. That's the molar mass of calcium fluoride. Next compound is calcium hydroxide, CaOH2. OH is another polyatomic ion, hydroxide. It's -1 and calcium is +2. So calcium hydroxide. So 1 atom of calcium, 2 atoms of oxygen, 2 atoms of hydrogen. Calcium is 40.078. Oxygen is 15.999. Hydrogen is 1.008. So molar mass is going to be 40.078 plus 2 times 15.999 plus 2 times 1.008. That's going to be 40.078 plus 2 times 15.999 plus 2 times 1.008. It's going to be 74.092 grams per mole. Next one is calcium hypochlorite, Ca. OCl or ClO, I prefer to write OCl, 2. Calcium hypochlorite. So 1 atom of calcium, 2 atoms of oxygen, 2 atoms of chlorine. This one is 40.078, oxygen is 15.999, chlorine is 35.45. So that's going to be 40.078 plus 2 times 15.999 plus 2 times 35.45. This is the molar mass. Next one is gonna be calcium iodate. We have 1 atom of calcium, 2 atoms of I, 6 atoms of oxygen, because 3 times 2 is going to be 6. And atomic mass of calcium is 40.078. Atomic mass of iodine is 126.90 and oxygen 15.999. So that's going to be 40.078 plus 2 times 126.90 plus 6 times 15.999. That's going to give me 40.078 plus 2 times 126.90 plus 6 times 15.999. That's going to give me 389.872 grams per mole. That's the molar mass of calcium iodate. Let's do calcium iodide, CaI2. Calcium iodide. 1 atom of calcium, 2 atoms of iodine. So 40.078. Here is 126.90. So M is going to be 40.078 plus 2 times 126.90. That's going to give me 40.078 plus 2 times 126.90. It's going to be 293.878 grams per mole. Next one is calcium nitrate. So we have 1 atom of calcium, 2 atoms of nitrogen, 6 atoms of oxygen. So calcium is 40.078 and nitrogen is 14.007. Oxygen is 15.999. M is going to be 40.078 plus 2 times 14.007 plus 6 times 15.999. 164.086 grams per mole. That's the molar mass of calcium nitrate. Now let's have calcium nitride, Ca3N2. Calcium nitride. We have 3 atoms of calcium and 2 atoms of nitrogen. Calcium is 40.078. Nitrogen is 14.007. So we have 3 times 40.078 plus 2 times 14.007. Maybe 3 times 40.078 plus 2 times 14.007. It's going to be 122.241 grams per mole. That's calcium nitrate. Next one is calcium nitrite. 2 is going to sit here and 1 in here. So calcium nitrite. 1 atom of calcium, 2 atoms of nitrogen, 4 atoms of oxygen, 40.078. Nitrogen is 14.007. Oxygen is 15.999. So molar mass is going to be 40.078 plus 2 times 14.007 plus 4 times 15.999. That's going to give me 40.078 2 times 14.005 times 15.999. That's going to give me 132.088 grams per mole. Then next one is going to be calcium oxygen. Calcium oxide. 1 atom of calcium, 1 atom of oxygen. So we have 40.078 and 1 atom of oxygen, 15.999. So molar mass is going to be just the addition of these two. Which is going to be the molar mass of calcium oxide. Next compound is CaClO4 2, calcium perchlorate. Calcium perchlorate, we have 1 atom of calcium, 2 atoms of chlorine, and 8 atoms of oxygen. 4 times 2, 8. Calcium atomic mass is 40.078. Chlorine is 35.45. Oxygen is 15.999. So that's going to be 40.078 plus 2 times 35.45 plus 8 times 15.999. It's going to be 238.97 grams per mole. That's calcium perchlorate. Next one is CaMnO4 2, which we call it calcium permanganate. We have 1 atom of calcium, 2 atoms of manganese, and 8 atoms of oxygen. This is 40.078. Manganese is gonna be, look at the atomic mass here, 54.938, and oxygen 15.999. So molar mass is 40.078 plus 2 times 54.938 plus 8 times 15.999. To 77.946 grams per mole. Next one is calcium peroxide, CaO2. Calcium peroxide. It's going to be 1 atom of calcium, 2 atoms of oxygen. It's going to be 40.078. That's 15.999. Molar mass is going to be 40.078 plus 2 times 15.999. That's 72.076 grams per mole. That's the molar mass of calcium peroxide. Next one is going to be Ca2SiO4. It's going to be calcium silicate. 2 atoms of calcium, 1 atom of Si, 4 atoms of oxygen. Calcium is 40.078. Si, silicium or silicon, is going to be basically 28.085. Oxygen is 15.999. So molar mass is going to be 2 times 40.078 plus 28.085 plus 4 times 15.999. It's going to be 172.237 grams per mole. That's the molar mass of calcium silicate. Next one, let's have CaS, which is calcium sulfide. You have 1 atom of calcium, 1 atom of sulfur. It's going to be 40.078. Sulfur is 32.06. So it's going to be 40.078 plus 32.06. It's going to be 40.078 plus 32.06 is going to be 72.138 grams per mole. Next one is CaSO3, calcium sulfite. Calcium sulfide, 1 atom of calcium, 1 atom of sulfur, and 3 atoms of oxygen. Calcium is 40.078, sulfur is 32.06, and oxygen 15.999. So that's going to be 40.078 plus 32.06 plus 3 times 15.999. That's going to be 120.135 grams per mole. So these are some examples of compounds containing calcium and their molar masses. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave me a comment if you have any question. And please don't forget to subscribe to this channel. You can have access to many other videos regarding chemistry, math, and physics. Thank you for watching and have a great day.